What's up, guys? This is ALTX here. I'm coming at you today with another of the NR2003 2018 series races. This is round 5 from Kentucky. I was doing a lot of testing at this racetrack, testing out the track and I think should be a pretty good race. I'm going to go ahead and get started right with the starting lineup. At the back is the 66 of Mark. Oh, I'm stupid. The 66 of Mark Thompson, the 92 of David Yolen, 72 of Cole Whip, 96 of DJ Kennington. Jeffrey Earnhardt in the 33, Casey Mears in the 75, Brennan Gaughan in the 62, Cody Ware in the 52, Matt DiBenedetto in the 32, and we have Timmy Hill, David Reagan, Trevor Bayne, Paul Menard, Ty Dillon, Michael McDowell, good starting spot for him, Austin Dillon, Casey Kane, 43 of Bubba Wallace, and we have AJ Allmendinger, Eric Jones, Jamie McMurray, Ryan Newman, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Daniel Suarez, William Byron, Denny Hamlin. I think this is the top 10. No, not yet. We have the 10 of Almirola, or Chris Buescher, Denny Hamlin. Okay, 10 of Almirola, 80 of Alex Bowman. Out of the top 10. Kurt Busch is starting 10th. Chase Elliott starting 9th. Jimmy Johnson starting 8th. Joey Logano starting 7th. Brad Keselowski starting 6th. Kyle Larson starting 5th. Martin Truex Jr. starting 4th. Kevin Harvick starting 3rd. Outside pole is Clint Boyer, and sitting on the pole for today's race is the M&M's Camry, Kyle Busch. So just like many of the other tracks in NR2003, because of the physics of this game, the inside lane is the preferred groove. You can get away a little bit with the outside, but the inside will prevail. And that's also where Kyle Busch is starting. Speaking of, we're about to go green as the cars approach the line for the first time in today's race, or tonight's race. We are green from Kentucky. Going into turn 1, things seem to stay pretty tame. See, there's that outside lane pulling so much, especially on the first lap. Kyle Busch shoots right up to the high side so you can get a good arc into the next corner. Give it about a lap or two, and the field starts to get really, really jumbled up. Truex going up to that third lane coming out of the corner. Harvick looks like he's already trying to make a move on Kyle Busch, and he will. He's going to get down to that inside, and inevitably, Kyle Busch is going to get really tight and back it off. And that's going to allow not just Harvick, but it looks like Larson and maybe even Logano. I said as Logano gets loose off the corner, and it's already mayhem from lap 1. Kyle Busch's car appearing to not handle well at all already, as he's about to fall all the way back to 5th in the course of a lap, as Harvick will take the lead and lead lap 2. Logano following close behind. Larson got up in that way too high groove. And from then on back, it is absolute chaos. 3 wide, sometimes even 4 wide in the middle of the pack. That could be a recipe for disaster. Contact between the 3 and the 37. They're going to make it out okay, it seems. Daytona 500 winner Timmy Hill. As we know, they're an underfunded team. And all they've got to do is probably, I'd say, finish 30th or better at every race they can. So far, they've done a pretty good job, and they're staying around 20th in points. Running 24th right now, it's exactly what they need to be doing. Kyle Larson seems to have dropped back a lot. Kyle Busch stopped sliding back around 5th place. Logano under Harvick for the lead. Harvick will lead that lap, but I think Logano is going to lead the next one. Naturally, Harvick gets way too up high. He goes a little bit wide. He's going to get a better run off the corner, but not enough to retain the lead. However, he'll be able to stay decently close behind Harvick. As the cars, they're so spread out and so many at the same time, it's lagging my computer. Kyle Busch getting under Ryan Blaney, looking like he wants to make up one of the spots he gave up right off the start. Looks like he will. Harvick taking another jab at Logano. He gets him loose going into the corner, and Harvick's going to take the lead right back. Great battle so far for the lead. I think we've seen it change hands 3 times here, and we're on lap 6 of 41. Kyle Busch coming right back at the back bumper of Joey Logano. Looks like he's looking to retake the lead. Or he's going to make an attempt to. Logano up high, Kyle Busch down low. Looks like Kyle Busch isn't going to quite clear him yet, but we can expect that coming out of turn 4 here. He drives it in hard, makes it stick. He's going to take the second spot away, but here comes Blaney now to the front of the field, bringing Denny Hamlin with him. All this, Kevin Harvick's able to make a small gap between himself and the rest of the top 5. Not a lot, though. Not a comfortable gap, but a gap. As the field all dives down into turn 3, still 3 wide throughout the back of the top 15. Johnson and Menard seeming to be the big gainers out of that one. Ryan Newman losing big time on that one. Kyle Larson trying to crawl his way back up the field, fell outside of the top 20. McMurray drives it in way too hard. He's going to lose ground on that one. Almost contact between Newman and I believe that is Allmendinger. I wanted to say Buscher. Kyle Larson is racing very aggressively to try and get back up to the front of the field. He started close to the front, but has since fallen way outside of the picture. And right now he's making some good ground. Up 3 spots last lap, and this time up 3 more to 14. As we move back to the front, it's still Kevin Harvick up on the lead. Kyle Busch right on him, though, and Ryan Blaney right behind them. So it's not going to take them long to start making shots at Harvick. Kyle Busch gets into the corner a little bit better there. You can see he's right tucked in behind him. He could take the air off of Harvick and force him into a mistake, or just dive it in and go for it right now. Blaney looks like he wants to try and... Ooh, he's going to follow Kyle Busch through to the lead, and they're actually going to get a 1-2 pass on Harvick. Harvick's going to lose 2 spots there. That's the way it works here. If you lose the lead and the whole field's there, you should be prepared to lose more, because the way it seemed is you get out of the groove, you lose... Well, I was going to say a couple of spots where Harvick's battling right back. He's not going to lose too much. For the time being, though, Kyle Busch is going to be back in the lead. Meanwhile, some guys that have gained and lost, as Hamlin dives to the inside. Eric Jones started pretty considerably deep in the field, and he's been able to gain some spots. Truex started up in the top 5. He's fallen back some to the 8th place. Johnson started 8th, fell outside of the top 15. He's back up to 10th. And Kyle Larson seems to have lost more ground. I don't understand. I guess they just need the consistency, but he fell all the way back. Then he started tearing through the field, and now he's in the back again. Timmy Hill battling in amongst the bottom of the top 30. We're going to be talking about him a lot. Maybe he doesn't run up the front and lead laps. Oh, 37 is in the wall. That's huge. That's because I hear contact. I hear wrecking cars. Is anyone wrecking? Nobody's wrecking. No caution. Pace car. No caution. I see cars in the grass. Okay, that was shady. Well, that's green flag pit stops. As I was saying, where did he go? Did he pit? Damn it. Where'd he go? What? 51? Hello? Yeah, as I was saying, he's not going to lead a lot of laps, but we're still going to be talking about him a lot over the course of the season. It looks like he's diving down to pit road right now. Because the fact that he won the first race of this season, as Bowman almost gets turned off of McMurray, he won the first race of the season, making him an instant shakeup for the playoffs, because we know this isn't the team that runs at the front ever, really. And we know it's not a team that can contend for wins. But if they can stay and stay at the top 30 in points, then they're still going to remain a factor in the playoffs. And that's the big thing for them. This is what we want to watch here. Kyle Busch was leading the field. Coming after him should be... I don't know. I guess they're not going to have a problem retaining the lead. McMurray still needs to pit. I believe he was the last car to stay out. He's going to be on a little bit of a different strategy than everybody else. That might play a factor later in the race. Actually, it probably won't. It looks like it's going to be a 2-stop race. Or not. Maybe. Let's see. They pit on 13:26. Ooh, I don't know. Unless we have a caution, McMurray might have the winning strategy. He might be able to steal a win. That's just going off the basic math. What am I doing? Help. Kyle Busch. I believe he should cycle out front. Or second. Yes, once they pass McMurray. This will be the battle for the lead. Harvick gets really close to Kyle Busch. Maybe a little bit of contact might have happened there, because Kyle Busch gets really unsettled in the middle of the corner. He's going to try and fight back on the outside, but it's no use. Harvick cuts back up in front, and it'll be a new race leader, the Ford Jimmy John's Ford. I say that as Kyle Busch goes right back up to his quarter panel, and he's not done yet. These two are going at it right now. I know people are sick of them winning everything in real life, but unfortunately it looks like that's happening here too. Don't count out Denny Hamlin, though. Hamlin is not letting them out of their sights, and it seems like he's poised to make a move, possibly. Behind him is Ryan Blaney, who did notably come out of the pits a lap later, so he could have that advantage. Battle for the lead's too close for me to go away from it. Kyle Busch right on him. Kyle Busch taking the shorter way around the track is going to get a nose under him here. He will. He might be able to take the lead again. And once again, the lead will change hands in this race. I'm going to go back to the field. Ryan Blaney running a comfortable 4th place. He did lose time on the leader's last lap, so they're setting the pace for the field. Logano back in 5th. Eric Jones starting in the back of the field, running a good P6. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. with an impressive top 10 run. Likewise for Austin Dillon. Jimmy Johnson almost back to neutral. William Byron, I'm pretty sure he started pretty deep. Martin Truex Jr. having a little bit of a lackluster day for a season that has gone decently well for them in terms of pace. Eric Almirola running just outside the top 10. Paul Menard following close behind. Clint Boyer, I believe, started on the outside pole. He is all the way back to P14. Ty Dillon, so far, good top 15 run for him. And I wouldn't say anything is solid for these guys back here, because they're still fighting it out 3 wide. Byron's going to be the big loser there. Kane and Suarez battling for the 17th position. And don't look now, here's Timmy Hill inside the top 20. We say he needs top 30. He's doing more than that. And that's going to make it easy as they get to some of the really tough tracks later on. Reagan, McMurray battling. McMurray's had a pretty rough season so far. Gone having a really good run. Gilliland and Newman. And I say that because I look back at that. I ignore that. Kyle Larson back to 36th. Wow, I'm not sure what's going on there. As I go back here, Denny Hamlin has gotten around his teammate, Kyle Busch, and we could see a new challenger for the lead here. These three seem to be the class of the field. Blaney on back has not really done anything but lost time. So I don't believe we'll see any new challengers for the lead. Looking at lap times, Eric Jones was quicker. Eric Jones actually. He's moving up through the field. He was quicker last lap, and he's got around Logano, and he's catching Blaney quickly. So I don't know. He's got enough time to catch them, but he's got to keep his pace up. If we look at it here, now he ran about the same time. So he's just going to need track position, it looks like, because pace-wise it seems like he's about equal with the leaders. He's just going to need track position, and that's going to require a very good stop on pit road or a caution to bunch everybody back up. Seeing how the race has gone so far, I'm in doubt that we're going to get a caution, but anything could happen. The second round of green flag pit stops should be coming up in a couple of laps here. Pit window opens up in a lap. Kyle Busch gets back around his teammate. And not Christopher Bell. I just watched the Xfinity race. That's why I said Bell. Eric Jones closed the gap by another 10. And at the rate he's going, a 10th every lap or two is not going to be enough. Pit window opens this time, by the way. See if we have any takers. Looks like, I was going to say Johnson and Boyer, but it's broken. Well, speaking of Johnson and Boyer, Johnson falling back, Boyer moving up. Dillon falling back. Who's moved up? Truex? Truex is moving up. Cool. There goes Jones to the inside looking for a pass on Paul Menard. He will complete that pass. We should have the first round of green flag pit stops coming either this lap or next lap. I've got the camera angle like this because I'd like to see if anybody does pit here. And it doesn't look like we're going to have any takers yet. Harvick still out front. These top three have a considerable margin over the rest of the field, although Eric Jones is catching. Eric Jones does seem to have the best car in the long run. Consistently, he's running considerably quicker laps Still want to see if anyone pits. Not yet. Not yet. Which is interesting. And that basically confirms that the next pit stop is going to be the last pit stop of the race, and they'll be racing it to the end from there. So Eric Jones making small subtle gains from the leaders. As I've already said, here we go. For some reason they get close to the wall and then they pit. I'm not entirely sure what the heck that is. Here come the first round of pit stops. Jones and Blaney stay out. Anyone else stay out? Yes, a considerable amount of cars stay out. A lot of the top runners, and then it doesn't look like too many cars from further on back pit. There. Oh, Kurt Busch with a late entry, but he's going to gain some time off of that. Allmendinger also flying on into pit road. So we're going to look at the... Here comes everybody else. Or what I think is everybody else. The 20, the 12. Byron continues to stay on track. Oh, huge wreck. McMurray and... What the... Alright, McMurray and Suarez on their lids. That will be the first caution of the race. And I am absolutely bewildered as to how they flipped over. We're going to go check the replay and find out. Welcome back. We've got the replay of the accident here for you. And I commented on the way the drivers get up to the wall before they enter pit road. This is the danger I was fearing. McMurray, if you remember, was on a later strategy than everybody else. Suarez was pitting. McMurray did not plan on pitting. And boy, how lucky is everybody to not get caught up in this one. Chase Elliott narrowly misses it. Same with the 38. And I think everybody's going to be able to scrape by before he gets back to his box. Yes, everybody gets by. But I did mention earlier how Jamie McMurray was on a different pit strategy. He was the last car to pit, so he could probably go here for another 2 more laps. So he wasn't going to pit there, and Suarez was on his way, and unfortunately this is likely going to end both of their days. We'll come back at you with the restart in just a moment. Welcome back. We just received the 1 to green. As you can see, here's your top 10 maybe, but these standings say something else. So this really changed things up. All these cars up here look to be 28th on back lap cars. And for some reason, they are not, on the inside. So your true top 3 is Eric Jones, Ryan Blaney, Jimmy Johnson, Austin Dillon, Ty Dillon, both Dillon brothers in the top 5, never seen that, Joey Logano, Alex Bowman, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Casey Kane, and Kyle Busch, and Timmy Hill in 11. So, big keys here I see. We've seen notoriously Eric Jones has the long run speed, but he's not very fast on the short run. So, he's got to try and stay in front of these guys, or if he gets past, hope that he can try and come back later. Blaney's been pretty fast on the short runs. Johnson and Dillon seem to be slower on the long runs. Logano is faster on short runs. So we're going to see how this goes. Kyle Busch just seems to be really fast, or much faster than all of these guys, and that includes Denny Hamlin. So we're going to see if they can work their way towards the front, but for now, it's actually going to be Paul Menard leading us to the green, but Eric Jones, the real leader. So I guess we're going to watch from Eric Jones right here. Coming to the green, it'll be lap 33 of 41, 8 to go, green flag. Eric Jones gets a good restart. He's going to make a wise decision and pull to the inside. He's going to get by all the lap cars in a hurry. Try and put as many people between him and the rest of the field as he can. Although it's not going to work out for him too well. It looks like Blaney is staying right on his tail. Contact between the 48 and 13 right there to shake things up. Eric Jones gets stuck on the outside of the lap cars. Blaney's going to go to the point. And what a mess we have here. It'll be Austin Dillon in second place, by the way, because it's a little difficult to tell. They might wreck. We might have a large accident here. It would not surprise me. Hold on. Dillon brothers, 2, 3. This is probably one of the only times you're ever going to see this. Sorry, Austin Dillon fans. So if we were to have a caution right now, top 5 up there in terms of where they're running relative to everybody would get their laps back, but the real top 5 is they're currently 3 wide for the lead. Austin Dillon's going to go to the point, but he's got Ty Dillon under him. We know these cars aren't as fast, but they got put in the right position, and they're currently racing their hearts out as they're 3 wide again. Bowman's going to wash up. Here comes Logano to the inside. Ty Dillon's going to keep the lead for now, but he's got 2 cars on his inside, so he's doomed to lose it. Logano's back. Busch is back. Busch is going to make it 4 wide for the lead going into turn 1. This could end bad. They save it. Logano is going to get out to the front. Busch still under him, and they're still going at it. Cars still switching lanes all over the track behind them. Kyle Busch chops down in front of the 12. Blaney's going to be able to take the second spot. Dillon is still up there fighting, and I believe Logano is going to be able to gap these guys a little bit now. But because of the restart, we still got lap traffic up here. All these guys fighting for the 28th position. Logano is still going to have to deal with them in a little bit. For now, it's 2 Penske Fords leading the way. Remember, some of these guys are not on the lead lap. The 37 is not on the lead lap. Kyle Busch losing a lot of ground there. That's not good for him. He needs to make some hay fast. Eric Jones, the notorious long-run car, he better get going quickly because as I look at it, we only have 3 laps to go in this race, or 4 laps to go. He needs to get cracking if he wants to get a shot at the win. I don't think he's going to have enough time, though. It looks like the win might come down to, hold on, Eric Almirola and Ryan Blaney, because Almirola, as we speak, is currently passing Joey Logano with little to no competition as Logano gets held up on the outside. So now we have 3 laps to go. Blaney in the lead by a large amount. Almirola in second. It's all going to be about how these guys can work their way through lap traffic. We'll have to wait and find out. Almirola has a decent gap to make up, with now coming to only 2 laps to do it. But look out, because Blaney does have lap traffic to work through. He'll get through Menard. It looks like he'll be able to, yes, get through Menard just fine. Almirola should be able to get to the inside of Gone. And now it's going to get a little bit harder for Blaney to lap cars. Kurt Busch is not the easiest driver to pass, and I don't know if he'll like being lapped. Uh-oh. Kurt Busch to the inside. There's a battle going on right in front of them. I don't think it's going to be enough. I think Blaney's pretty safe. He might have this one in the bag. He's ridden pretty much around the bottom of the top 5 for the whole race. Hasn't made a whole lot of noise, but his presence was known. And it looks like, ooh, he gets close to Kurt Busch. It looks like he's going to take the lead and go to it when it counts. We've seen numerous different drivers lead today. We've seen Eric Jones show speed. We've seen Kyle Busch, I believe Kevin Harvick lead the race. And it looks like the guy leading at the end is going to be Ryan Blaney when it matters most. Coming across the line for the 41st time, it's going to be Ryan Blaney winning at Kentucky. What a terrible flyby that I definitely intended for the whole field to be seen. 3 wide finish at the end. Eric Jones disappointing 13th for such a fast car he had. Same for Kyle Busch, was never quite able to recover. Ryan Blaney will win the day. His first of the season. Third win for Ford? Not sure. Let me check. Let me check the standings. Okay, yes, I've got them right here. Ford has won 2 races, and Chevy has won 2 races. Ryan Blaney will pick up his first win of the season, which is, I'm pretty sure they needed that big time. They were not, last I checked, faring very well in the point standing. No, they were 9th. They could jump to the points lead. They won't. Kevin Harvick is the current points leader, by the way. Another great run for Eric Almirola. He's going to finish P2. That'll be his 4th top 10 at the season. So far, he leads all drivers with top 10s, 4 out of 5, 3 top 5s. If only he didn't wreck last race, he'd be the points leader. Eric Almirola has been extremely consistent. Kevin Harvick's going to come home 3rd. That'll be his 3rd top 5 of the season. Jimmy Johnson is going to come home 4th. That'll be his first top 5. They definitely needed a good run to help be a little bit of a confidence booster. Chase Elliott is going to bring it home 5th. It's 200 cars in the top 5. That's going to be one of the only few times we see that this season, probably. Martin Truex Jr., 6th. Ty Dillon, incredible run by them to bring that Germain Racing number 13 home in P7. They are 35th in standings. They have not caught a break all season, and this is going to help them big time in the standings. Hamlin 8th, Logano 9th, Byron 10th, Kyle Busch 11th, Austin Dillon rallying to 12th. Eric Jones 13th, Reagan 14th, Clint Boyer 15th, Keselowski 16th, Bowman 17th, Newman 18th, Kane 19th, DiBenedetto 20th. Good top 20 by those guys. Cody Ware 21st, Jeffrey Earnhardt 22nd, Stenhouse 23rd, Timmy Hill 24th. We've talked about him already. 24th is exactly what they need to finish. They're doing what they need to do. Good on them. Mark Thompson 25th, Kennington 26th, Mears 27th. Kurt Busch, I'm not sure if it was an off day for them. They completely missed the setup or what, mechanical something, because they were terrible today. But they'll rebound. Now, as I look at it, they're 28th in points. They haven't had much of a good season, and so far, they've got to be better than what we're doing so far. Bain 29th, Menard 30th, Bubba Wallace 31st. Not quite where they've been the whole season. As a matter of fact, that 43 team is 20th in points, so they've been better. Almirola 32nd, Brennan Gaughan 33rd, McDowell 34th, Busch at 35th. Kyle Larson, I'm not sure what happened to them, but he was the points leader just 2 races ago. Now he's down to 8th, and he's likely going to fall much, much further, as a lot of the guys behind him in points had strong runs today. With the exception of McMurray. McMurray to finish dead last. Rest in peace, Jamie McMurray. So that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this race. My mouth is dry as hell, and I'm going to go get some Whataburger. Y'all enjoy. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.